Alright, so today is 2JEEZY video day. I was going to put it in the car to mock up the wiring harness, but I forgot the bolts for the motor mount because the aftermarket motor mounts they don't use the same bolts. It's under here. We're going to pull it out and get to work. We're going to put the ignition coils on it and go from there. The ignition coils are LQ9 coils. I was going to go IGN1A, but they were too expensive to make sense for this build. I'm not doing anything crazy. You know, maybe 1,000 horsepower down the road would be the ultimate goal, but 600 right now is plenty. Right, so this is the first time showing the 2J on video. Factory color, brand new OEM coil cover. Orange powder coated BBTI valve covers. Powder coated stock intake manifold. All powder coating done by Be More Creative in Baltimore. Borg-Warner S366 Turbo, 81 AR back housing, I believe 81? 91 AR. Dual tile 44mm wastegates on a BPA Gen R exhaust manifold. One of the most beautiful exhaust manifolds I've ever seen. Now we're going to trade out the paper towels for the LQ9 coils. Right, so here we have the LQ9 truck coils. Like LS coils, but for the truck, a little higher output. I got these from NP Boosted with the Supra boots and springs. We have the brackets here to hold them down, of course, and then the hardware, the bolts and spacers for everything to be spaced out correctly. And we're just gonna, I guess, go over here. So I don't have spark plugs in here, of course, because I'm just trying to get the wiring harness finished up, and I want everything on here in relatively the correct spot. So I'm just gonna kind of put everything where it needs to be for the most part and go from there.
Did it fit?
Yeah. Okay, so what I just found is NP Boosted sends this bracket. I guess this is for the stock LQ coils with this little grounding strap, but everywhere I'm seeing online they don't have this bracket on there or a grounding strap here on the top. So what I'm going to do is just take my screwdriver, and this probably isn't the right way, but it works and it's the only way that I could figure out, and I just bend these back so that they clear the top. And now that we're clearing the top, just kind of twist your screwdriver, pull the grounding strap off, pull the boot, and then use a little bit of force, and there we go. Put your boot back on, and then we put it on the engine. So we're just gonna put it down in here with the connector to the inside, like that. Make sure all of these are going the same direction. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do this with one hand. Push this like so. That's in there, make sure they're flat. we're going to put the spacer in. We'll start on this side. I'll do the other side off camera because it shouldn't be that much harder. The second hand would really... Uh-oh. So I dropped the spacer down into the void. So I gotta fish it out with some needle nose and try again. Spacer, bolt. And I can't stress this enough when working on cars. Some people just don't get it. Always hand tighten as far as you can. I mean, really you only need to go about 2 or 3 threads just to get it started before you put any impact or tool on it, because if it doesn't go by hand, it's not going to go at all. That's just honest truth. You don't want to cross thread anything on cars. So now, spacer number 2, spacer, Just about dropped that one too. Seems like this hole, the threads are boogered up, so I'm not even gonna push it any further than that, and I'll get a tap on it before it even has a chance to cross thread or anything funky like that. So that's basically how it goes. I got 2 more to do. Alright, so all 6 are in here. 2 bolts are boogered up. These 2 here. So it kind of causes this one to go off to the side, which I'm not really happy with. So I'm gonna have to get a tap and fix that, because that, if you could see how it's kind of off to the side here, a little crooked. I'm very, very anal when it comes to that kind of thing. So basically I need to put these in here. I got a ECU Masters flying lead harness printed and everything, and I'm trying to get my harness to come through nice and clean, and then I'd like it to come down and through the firewall just about right here. Now I gotta look and see if anything gets in the way, because I haven't had the engine in the car yet, which that's the only thing I'm waiting on to finish up the harness. I'm gonna try to have all the wiring come nice and tucked underneath the intake manifold. It's gonna come up under, past the valve covers, over, down under. Now of course for the injectors it's gonna come up over top, and for the cam position sensor, but that's no big deal. So next step is getting it in the car, and then I could see how long my wires need to be, because I want to put the ECU up towards the center console if I have enough length, and then I have a 2-foot jumper harness that I can tune from a control panel in the dash. So I'm going to have the USB in the dash for a plug. That way you don't have to dig out the ECU and it can be nice and hidden. That's just the theory on what's going on. So hopefully it works as good as it sounds like it will. And then I'll have plenty of clearance with the coil cover on there. It's going to be black with probably orange lettering, or I was throwing around the idea of like a orange camouflage type deal. I'm not too sure. Hydro dipped. I've put too much time into making it look pretty, and so I might just spray that because I could get away with it. But there's plenty of, looks like there's plenty of space in there for the wiring and connectors and whatnot. So I also got this nice Bare Boost Performance titanium hardware Now this was too short, so I contacted them, and they're sending out 5mm longer bolts to get a couple more threads, and they said that those bolts should work for the upper intake plenum. So that's pretty cool that they did that. You know, I told them I didn't want anything in return, and they went ahead and they made it right. I got it to work, but someone who doesn't really know what they're doing might put these bolts in there too short and rip out the first couple threads. So I didn't want someone to have that issue and blast a company that, you know, didn't necessarily do anything wrong and then ruin their reputation. So I hit them up, they made it right, which is really cool. I told them I wasn't looking for anything, I got it to work, but they decided they wanted to make it right and send me the right stuff. So I just noticed this notch here for the wiring to go through. So it's such a pretty turbo. Jeez. So yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end it today. Make this one nice, short, and sweet for the first video. But yeah, that's the 2J LQ9 coils. From what I hear, they're a good thing. They're better, to me, they're better than stock. Just, you know, no one has a problem with the stock coils, but if I'm going to spend the money, I'd rather spend the money on something that's going to handle a little more. I could be wrong, that's the theory, but I got a good deal on the coils, and this is what we're going to roll with. So, thanks for watching. I'm going to try to upload a lot more, but right now things are kind of going pretty slow. The next couple months are going to be a little rough with getting videos out. But I appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time.